stone, fat, she love me. Ugly boy, toxic punk, they don't love me. Yeah.
Alright bozos, so I'm back, this time with what seems like the 50th project from Louisiana rapper NBA Youngboy, because if you need a definition of oversaturation, just look at his discography. But the now incarcerated rapper has returned with Sincerely Kentrell, with this being no features in all Youngboy, making this dedicated to one of his sons, and to me as well because this is the first time I'm listening to an NBA Youngboy project in full. So I'm hoping that this would be something that could stand out in comparison while still carrying that heavy trap element that makes southern trap as prevalent as it is. But after listening, I can't exactly tell if this album was a hit, or just a bare minimum that I would expect from NBA Youngboy. So if you're not familiar with NBA Youngboy, he's more of the singing trap artist in comparison to Rod Wave or Kevin Gates, while at the same time still being able to really get into his verses with an energy that anyone can get into, which is why he's still such a big artist today. But while he is able to use it very well with some songs such as the beginning track Bad Morning, there's also songs that could either be majority singing or majority rapping and it still be just as boring or plain that I've heard from other trap artists. But don't let that discern from the fact that he still has some highs on this album that stand out above the rest. You got songs like On My Side, that while the piano is a bit silly to me in a way, it fits perfectly with the beat and Youngboy honestly sizing this track for it to only be around 2 minutes. Or another track named Toxic Punk, that's a more hard hitting and darker track that seems like something I could see Cardi or Trippie Redd on. But when looking at this 21 track album, I wish it would at least have a few features, and mainly because while Youngboy does pay his dues on a lot of these beats, it does show that there are some songs that would be much better if they had a feature for the assist. And it's not like these songs are long, with this album only stretching out just under an hour. I feel as if seeing one of the more hype or wavy rappers up on a track I feel would raise my opinions on this project a lot more though. As for the production, if I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all, most of these sound the same. I understand if it ain't broke, don't fix it, but at the same time when I look at these tracks that Youngboy has featured on, he went much harder when it's not some piano, guitar, and 808 heavy beat that's meant to match the bass standard of southern trap to appeal to a wider audience and not test his creative ability. But as I've said previously, this doesn't discern from the fact that he has some highs on this album that stand out much more than his lows. I think my favorite beats on this album have to be Nevada, On My Side, Toxic Punk, and All I Need, with this seeming like something that Youngboy could work on a bit more and learn to improve on as he progresses with his career, if he ever gets that chance. But overall, this album was okay. It had a few standouts, but for this being my first time listening to an NBA Youngboy project in full, I have to say that I'm not too impressed. As stated before, it seems like he's reaching just a little bit over the bar to approve for a decent project amongst his fans, but still be short of approving outside of his fan base. And also the fact that he's oversaturated his discography so much that I don't think there's a way for his music to ever truly improve. So to put this on a scale, I'm giving this a strong 5 out of 10, and that's about how far I'm able to get with this project without overrating it. But how do you guys feel about the new NBA Youngboy project? Will he be able to ever switch up his style? Will he ever stay out of trouble long enough to be able to do so?
No.
Let me know down in the comments while liking and subscribing. Make sure to follow my IG and Twitter. And if you like the illustrations used in this video, make sure to follow the artist as well because she's dope. And on that note, I'll see you on Monday for whatever video is planned. Peace.